Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We've got a mixture of dev responses, drama, some cool new items, all for you today that we're going to be talking about. Starting with players stuck unable to play Star Citizen. It is the most annoying of bugs. You've got your Star Citizen account basically being locked out of playing. Now, if you've got just a starter ship, that's annoying. You've paid for the game, you want to play it, you can't. If you've got thousands of dollars of ships on your account, well, it's just you're getting slapped in the face. So one of my mates, Little Bit of Madness, who streams Star Citizen, has had a terrible time of late, literally not being able to play the game. He was streaming, he got a 30k while playing, and now he can't get into the game. He can't literally load his character, can't play. So support, when he contacted them, suggested a character repair as a potential fix, and it's probably that his character is in a bad state. That can happen sometimes after a 30k, and he tried a variety of fixes that support suggested, but to no avail. Basically, it turns out his character is unstowed, and the game basically can't retrieve it. So fixes didn't work. Cloud Imperium do have an article about similar issues and errors, and they basically directed him to that, and tried out other fixes. But unfortunately, there doesn't appear to be a way of solving the problem that he had. Support said, we'll be rolling out fixes in the future for this issue, but they didn't have any dates. They then closed the support ticket, marking it as solved. So this basically just leaves Little Bit of Madness and any other players experiencing a similar issue in limbo. Leaving the ticket open, even just to ask a couple of follow-up questions, would have been sort of the minimum sort of level of courtesy, in my opinion there. But that could have been closed due to an error or overzealously being closed. Maybe there's a policy of, if we can't help with an issue, then we just close the ticket, though that just seems a bit rude. I do believe that's only happening to a very small subset of players, and then people that then contact sort of Cloud Imperium's support. I suspect some of those issues do get fixed a lot of the time, and some, as we've seen here, don't. So a Little Bit of Madness did then get chatting to CIG's Haku, who did say that this problem will certainly be solved with the 3.19.1 publish, so he'll be able to play the game normally again then, and they did actually get him into the 3.19.1 PTU, which is working for him as well, so he can actually play Star Citizen again now, although it's on the PTU. They are using all the feedback from players that experienced this issue and similar ones to solve future instances of it. It did get me thinking though, how annoying that must be for players that get that bug. They literally can't play and there's no fix for it but to wait. And in this situation, support weren't particularly helpful. I suppose it's worth saying, please take all of this with a bit of a pinch of salt, because this is just from screenshots and sort of information I've been given third hand, though I do see LBM, Little Bit of Madness, as pretty reliable source. So this sort of problem affects me less, because I have multiple accounts, and I'm sort of ready for most of the stuff that Star Citizen can throw at me at its worst. But it's obviously not something that most people have set up, or should need to. Hopefully that will all be solved with 3.19.1, and hopefully there'll be a bit of a better policy in place to alleviate players' sort of anxiety and worry if something like that does happen to them, and hopefully support can sort of deal with that a bit better potentially. Do have some more sort of questions and answers that I've grabbed from Spectrum and Reddit. I saw one talking about the move over from 3.19 to 3.19.1 and further to how to make sure you keep all your sort of ships and items, because there is no wipe for that patch, but there may be some issues that occur if you don't first take out your weapons and ships and then store them again before the patch changes over. But the question here is how to ensure the persistence of in-game bought ship weapons and modules equipped as upgrades to pledge and loaner ships. I lost most of these weapons and modules during the upgrade from 3.18 to 3.19 last time. Wikipedia CIG response: the current flow is that customized ships should be stripped of all customizations and those components put back into your home location between patches, like this. To confirm this still works with the workaround of needing to retrieve and store your ship as originally posted, going into 3.19.1, I ran a simulated series of long-term persistence tests on some internal servers with Nova CIG on pledge store attributed ships and items, as well as in-game purchased ships and components. Through all our tests, this has worked as currently intended and gave us back the ships in their default loadout and placed the non-default custom components and weapons into our home city inventory. However, loaner ships will behave a bit more like rentals and may not persist in the same way. To be safe, I would make sure to take customized parts off loaner ships. Another question, CIG, the Alpha 3.20 changes for Arena Commander are great, but when can we get private lobbies back? CIG's Silo responded, just touched base with Duncan CIG. We don't have an ETA at the moment, although the intention is certainly to bring back private lobbies. They are dependent on the new API from our network team, and that work will need to be completed for us to bring these back online. We're looking forward to sharing more information as we have it. So yes, private lobbies at some point, don't know when. Why isn't any work showing on the progress tracker beyond Q2 2023? So if people aren't aware, the progress tracker, the one that sort of tracks what all the different teams are doing for the next year or so, isn't showing any more progress beyond the end of Q2. So Cloud Imperium respond, there's currently an issue with the progress tracker preventing most of the data being displayed. We'll have that sorted by next week. So by next week, we should see a load more updates on there and actually it tracking properly again. When is the Tumbril Storm Q&A coming out? The Storm Q&A is currently with our vehicle team. We'll have the post up very soon. So I'm looking forward to that because I want to know more about the Storm. There are some new June subscriber items. So voluntary RSI subscribers get a flare item or some cool little item to use in game every month, or items, and we've learnt some stuff from the June 2023 subscriber post as well. So Cloud Imperium say, after the excitement of last month's Invictus launch week, we're preparing to kick off our annual celebration of all things alien in the verse from the 15th of June to the 26th. It's Alien Week. So to get you in the spirit, the latest ship of the month is the Tavaran's very own Prowler. June's Flare also has conveniently an exotic theme, with 3 unique variants of Banu knives immediately available in-game. So, for standard Centurion subscribers, they get the Banu Zogo knife. All these knives are actually pretty unique and pretty cool, so take a look if you're sort of interested in them. I'll put pictures up on the screen. There's then the Banu Mayuda knife, I think that's how I pronounce that. That is given to Emperators. Emperators also get the Zogo knife. And there is a Pam Bada knife that's available in the subscriber store for purchase. So all of these knives have very similar handles, although they are all in different colours, but the blades are very unique. And all the sort of media behind it is very sort of pop art, but also very Banu. Banu sort of have this way of advertising what they think that humans like, and I think that's very in keeping with that. These things will be earnable in-game at some point as well. You don't have to purchase these sub-items. You'll be able to find them in loot containers. There's typically a 3-month exclusivity window, though. I really like sort of useful items like knives and sort of pistols and that sort of stuff that look cool because they don't give you like a huge in-game advantage or anything, but they are very cool aesthetic-wise, and there's something you could show on display, but also conversely, also just use in-game and something to use in a pinch. Also, when you do lose them because you've been killed by someone or whatever, they give nice little loot piles for people that are like, oh, something rare and interesting. Like, quite genuinely, I think that's kind of cool. For those of you that use Reddit all the time, especially the Star Citizen Reddit, there is talk on there about joining the Reddit blackout. So Reddit appears to be making the ability for third-party apps to connect to it and make use of its API prohibitively more expensive in a lot of cases. And please bear in mind, this is just my understanding of the situation. This has a lot of users and developers concerned about a mixture of issues. Third-party accessibility and other useful apps might get discontinued entirely, and a good amount of people need these apps to be able to use Reddit sort of properly. There are concerns about spam, scammers, and some people and mods of Reddit groups are organising a blackout or boycott starting the 12th of June until the situation improves, sort of as a protest. The Star Citizen Reddit may be affected by the blackout if it joins it, and there is currently, at time of recording, a sticky post on the Star Citizen Reddit discussing it. I just thought I'd make people aware of that. There's a Bar Citizen weekend on the sort of 17th/18th of June, sort of celebrating partly Alien Week-y type things. Now, I think they're being run by actual CIG, these ones. At least they've got heavy presence at these events at the very least. Now, Zin and I are going to be going to the one in Manchester. That's on Saturday the 17th of June. I believe it starts at 4 PM local time. It's more just for the meetup rather than to interrogate any CIG employees. Although we'll dig around and see what we can find out. So if you do have any questions that you'd like us to ask an appropriate CIG employee/dev, if we get the chance to and it's appropriate to ask, then we potentially will ask that. So chuck them in the comments below, any questions that you have. But it might just descend into me drinking and Sin making sure that I don't do anything that I'll later regret. Like when I was dancing in CitizenCon 2019. Oh, that was painful. And not for me, just for everyone that was watching me. Boom! That's it for your little update today. I'm interested to know, have you had terrible Star Citizen problems before that literally prevent you from playing the game at all? I know a lot of people had it happen a little bit during 3.19, 3.18 especially. Were any of you left in limbo for a long time? Are you looking forward to 3.19.1? It does look like it's a genuinely great patch that solves a lot of problems, but we do know that everything could go wrong during deployment. Hopefully it will not. What do you think of those new Banu knives? Are they cool, or are they something that you don't really care about? Are you getting involved with Alien Week? Looking forward to that. Do you think they were going to see the Santok Yai straight to flyable, or something new that's going to be a concept or straight to flyable? Are you attending any of the Bar Citizens that weekend? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
Let me tell you a story from the book of NordVPN/BoredGamer. There were 3 little pigs who all needed internet access. One used a VPN made of straw, one used a VPN made of wood, and one used NordVPN, which is basically bricks in this analogy. Along came an elite hacker wolf and smashed up the houses of the first 2 Piggly Wigglies, but was unable to breach the NordVPN house, which is just much better than straw or wood for protecting you from internet things like wolves and hackers. The moral of this story is get nordvpn.com/boredgamer or click the links below for powerful discounts that might make your friends think you're an internet wizard or something.
Also, that wolf went to prison for 10 years on an unrelated crime. Maybe it was like not liking or subscribing or something? Every month we have a ship giveaway for June 2023. That's going to be for an RSI Constellation Andromeda. This hybrid cargo gunship is perfect for small crews of up to 4. It comes with a P-52 Merlin snub fighter as well, along with lifetime insurance and game access. All you need to start playing Star Citizen. And all you have to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details in the video description below. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider pressing the join button under my videos for exclusive membership to the channel, or become a Patreon. I've already got a load of lovely people that do that, and it really goes a long way in allowing us to make daily content. Thank you so much to my channel members and Patreons, but thank you so much for just liking, subscribing, commenting, and watching my videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.